So the word for the warrior in the Sanskrit language is Virabhadrasana, and the Vira part of it means courageous, and the Bhadra part of the word means auspicious, so most important, really standing in your power. And then asan or asana means seat. So when we do the warrior poses, we sit in that seat of the warrior. I'm going to move through this lovely flow, and I'm going to get you to do something. I'm going to get you to balance. And I think through the moving through those poses, you build the courage to be able to take a bit of flight. So you can use your props if you want to, but I'm going to invite you to just come to your standing position. Feel your strong legs, feel the crown of the head rise up, lift your shoulders up and back. And just take a few nice, slow, deep breaths. Fabulous. And then just start to stretch the fingers, start to move the fingers on your right hand. And then give your hand a shake, let your fingers loosen up. And let your awareness just move through your thumb, your first finger, your middle finger, into your ring finger and your little finger. And then allow that movement to travel into the palm of your hand, your wrist. Take it into your forearm and your elbow. Feel it flow up into your bicep, your shoulder. And then just begin to separate your feet and take your arm down to the ground. Let your head and your neck relax. Just feel the whole of your shoulder relax down there. And then let your arm be still. And it might move around, it might be still. Just connect with your breath, take some deep breaths. Then you're just going to take your arm towards the left side and breathe in as you lift your arm up. Let your knees soften as you come down, sink down. And we're going to do this a couple of times, just relaxing and releasing into your shoulder. So you lead with the elbow. Breathe in as you come up. And breathe out as you come down. And then just pause with your arm up overhead and reach up and feel that lift up from the sole of your foot all the way through the side of your body. Breathe in, as you breathe out, let your shoulder relax into its socket. And then just lengthening up through that side again, then let your arm just come overhead and allow it to relax there. Take some breaths down through the right side. And then let your arm just come back down at your side. Notice big difference there. So bring it all into balance. Loosen your fingers. And then take that focus just into your thumb now. And your first finger. And then that focus moves into your middle finger, your ring finger, and your little finger. So all the digits move in, the palm starts to relax, the wrist, and then let it flow into your forearm, your elbow and your bicep, lovely your shoulder. And then if you tilt forward, it takes it into the trapezius as well, on the side of your neck. And just feel as though the ground's absorbing any tension, any tightness. And then just relax the arm down there. Then let your arm be still. Let your head, your neck, your shoulders relax. And just take a few breaths. Taking your arm towards the right side as you breathe in. Let the arm lift up and circle your arm a few times. So you might want to just turn your toes out as you sink down. Breathe in, feel that expansion. And a relaxation as your arm comes down. Next time your arm comes up, just pause. And allow your arm just to reach up, press down into your foot, feel that length. through that left side. Breathe in and feel the ribs just move a bit, breathe out. And then let your shoulder relax into its socket. Then breathe in and breathe out as the arm comes overhead. Bringing your arm back down. Right side. Let your feet come closer together. Anchor the balls of the feet down. Just begin to bounce. Lifting your heels. And this just gets all the fluid in your body moving, the liquid. Stirs up your lymphatic system, relaxes your shoulders. Gets your heart rate going. And then you're just going to take both arms up in front. Breathe in as the arms lift. And you can bend your knees and just sweep your arms back behind. And then go back up to standing, breathing as you rise. And breathe out, softly flow forward. And then coming back up. One more, soften as you come down. This time, let your arms come down in front. Let your head, neck, and shoulders relax. Feel the whole of your back relax, and you've got a lovely stretch through your hamstrings. Lovely. Bend your knees. Let your abdomen rest onto your thighs. And then begin, just engage your glutes and your core muscles and press down into the soles of your feet. Let your body come up, stacking each vertebra. Take your hands all the way up through that midline. Let the sternum lift. And then let both hands come down. Create a circle in front. Just allow yourself to rest into that stillness. And then taking your weight into your left foot, lift your right foot. You can pop your hands onto your hips for balance if you want to. Pop your core muscles on to keep you steady and just circle your toe. Just taking your toes out, enjoying those circles. And change your direction when you're ready. And then from your circling, let your foot shake. And this is another journey in awareness. So see if you can let your toes relax first of all. And then the sole of your foot. And your heel. And then allow it to just rise up into your calf muscle. Your knee. And then take that vibration into your thigh, and your hip, into your glute. And then just let the leg come to the front, shaking away any tension here. And then take it across the body. That's great for your brain. And then let your foot come back around, place your foot down. Take your weight back into your left foot, lifting your right knee up in front now, engaging both of your glutes. And then take the leg out to the side and bring it down. And then we're going to repeat that 2 more times. So lifting up to the side, down, and then final one. Place your foot down and feel the lovely release. You've got a lovely strong leg. That's it. Start to circle your toes out. Circle your toes inwards as well. And then let your foot have a little shake. Shake away any tension in your toes. The ball of the foot, your heel. Top of your foot, your calf muscle. And then allow that awareness to come into your knee, into the quad. And then let your leg come into the front. And take it across the body. You bring your foot back around. Just refresh for a second. And then pop your core muscles back on, lift your left knee up in front, engage your glutes, taking the leg out to the side and bring it down. And just repeat 2 more times. So it's up, side, and down, up, side. And then place your foot down. And this is the best bit. Have a whole body shaking and shimming. And any part of your body we've not loosened, just give it that little bit of extra attention. And it's when we flow and we just listen to our intuition. That's when we draw that prana, that life force energy. Lovely. Come back to standing. Just going to have a little poo. So we're tuning into the warrior's spirit this evening, the warrior's heart. And it's not a warrior on a battlefield, it's the warrior that gets up every day and does the things that we have to do. Building that courage, that resilience. So just let your awareness now come up into your shoulders. Let both of your shoulders lift up towards your ears, breathe in. And as you breathe out, let your shoulders just relax down. Now we're going to take the right shoulder back and then the left. And just make some circles with them as you release any tension from the chest, from the pecs. And then start to let your hips flow as well. So your shoulders lift, your hips move. You get it in your ankles. You can lift your elbows as well. Just breathing in as your elbows lift up. Lengthen your arms down. Just swing your arms through. Just have a feeling of letting go, feeling free. And then move your awareness back to your elbows. And then into your shoulders. And then just allow your body to come into that place of stillness. So take your feet a tiny bit further apart. Soften your knees. And you're just going to start moving from the waist. So start turning from left to right. Let your arms tap in low to begin with. The arms play such a major part in Adra Yoga. And it's through directing our hands in certain places or towards the spine. It directs that awareness towards the spine. And in doing so, it awakens your energy system, the chakra system. And it brings everything into balance. So just start to let the arms lift up a bit higher. And you'll feel the twist at the level of your elbows. So in the mid-thoracic part of your back, between your shoulder blades. And let the arms go that bit further, tapping on the opposite shoulder. And then let your arms go into this space. With the sense of freedom. Notice the air in your palms. And let the arms start to come down. See how different they feel. And lift your heels from the ground. And let the sternum lift. And steadily let the arms lift up again. Hands come to shoulder height. And then take the arms up into the space above again. And just feel as though you're twisting away any tiredness, anything beyond your control, stressful. You can let your arms come back down. Really have awareness of where they are in the space. And then let your knees bend. Just awakening the quads. It's going as fast or as slow. That's good for you this evening. Make your way back to your standing position. I hope that you're all right. Okay. I think this is our final activation. No, we've got two more. So I'd like you to anchor your right foot onto the mat and just begin to step forwards and backwards. You can let the heel lift up. And we're just stepping forwards and backwards, and start to let your arms swing. And eventually, next time you come forward, let your arms lift all the way up. And then let your arms come down, step back, let the arms lift again. Please stepping forward and just focusing in on your spine. Feeling that lovely lengthening. And drawing the breath in as the arms lift up. And releasing that breath through the nose as your arms come down. Call this one de-slugger because it helps you to get out of your sluggish state and into a more active. So it gets the oxygen into your lungs. Okay, so next time you come forward, just pause there. Let your arms come up overhead. I'll just turn sideways so you can see. Bend your front knee, sink down through your hips and let both arms just lift up and sink into a really gentle warrior pose. So you've got your first foot forward, knees bent, your knees over your ankle, the other foot behind, toes are slightly turned out, and just gently just sink down through your hips. Take a few breaths here, feel the strength building in your legs. And then let your arms come down. I'm just going to move, step back with your left foot, and then you're going to bend your left knee and lift the toes of your right foot and come into a hamstring stretch. If it's too much, you can bring the sole of your foot down onto the mat and it won't be as intense. And you can hold onto your leg, your foot, the ground, and just breathing into that lengthening stretch. Relax in as you breathe out. Lovely. Bringing the sole of your foot down. Step both feet together. Lift back up. And then we're going to repeat that on the other side. So this time, anchor your left foot down and just begin to step forwards and backwards with the right foot. Yeah, bring the arms in. Get your arms swinging. Your arms swinging and your breath synchronized. So notice your ribs lift. And what's happening is we're stretching the diaphragm when we do this. Big dome-shaped muscle underneath your ribs. Okay, now next time you come forward, just pause. Let that back heel come down onto the mat. Front knee bent, tuck tailbone under, let your palms gently come together. And you just sink into a really gentle, easy warrior pose. If you feel wobbly, just bring your feet closer together. And then let core muscles engage. Lift up through your ribs, let your palms just gently meet. And then just sinking back, so bending that left leg, coming down. This is the same foot, isn't it? Have we done this one already? We have, haven't we? Swap over. So bring the other one forward, so it's your left foot, and then you're going down into it. Yeah. And you can lift your toes if that feels good. Hold on. Just allowing that hamstring on the left side. You bring the sole of your foot down, walk both feet back together, and then make your way back to your standing position. Just checking in with yourself. Hopefully you're feeling a bit warmer. Now our next movement is a body prep. So I think what I'll do is I'll just demonstrate it first of all, because I don't know how it looks when you're looking on the other side of the screen. So let me just, there we go. So you want to have your feet about just a bit more than shoulder distance apart, and turn your left foot out, and then just bring both arms up so they're at shoulder height. So the movement is going to come from this hip. So this is my right hip. So as the movement comes through, the arm's going to lift up. That's it. You turn your hips, and then you come back to the front, lift your arms up. So there's some breaths included, and it's just a really nice swinging movement. You can turn your head as well. So you've got your feet about shoulder distance apart. Bring your arms up so they're like warrior arms, and then you want to bring your right arm down towards your right hip, left hand towards your left hip, and then the arms lift up behind, and then just come back to the front. That's it. And then just do that a few times. You know, lovely movement, moving through your hips. Just flow with it, enjoy it. And then we're going to do it on the other side as well. So let your arms come up, turn your feet the other way, and then we're going the other side. So you've got that lovely movement. And you're moving your arm in a way you don't normally move your arm. There we go. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to lift both arms up. Let your arms come together up overhead. There we go. And then bring your hands back to the front. There we go, we'll do it again. So you bring in your left hand down, left hip turned, arms go all the way up. And then meet up overhead. Yep. And then turning back to the front, back through. Turn your feet the other way. Turn through. Arms come up. So open out back to the front. One more time. So your right arm's coming in towards your right hip. Left hand comes towards left hip. They go all the way up. And they meet up overhead. Here we go. Bring your hips back to the front. Come down into a forward bend and just relax down here. Let your knees bend. And just let your body move. Let your spine move, moving your own way. That's perfect for you this evening. And then walking both of your feet back together. Bend your knees, come to standing, stacking one vertebra at a time. Your shoulders relax. And close your eyes if you wish. Just taking some slow, steady, deep breaths. You're bringing the backs of the hands towards one another. Breathe in as you lift both arms up. Lifting the sternum, just reach in. And then palms face down, breathe out, flow down into your forward bend. Just coming down, bending your knees, pausing in that forward bend, and then engaging core muscles, rising up, stacking one vertebra at a time. Take the hands all the way up again. The final time coming down into that forward bend. Let your hands come down, let your knees bend. And then taking the hands just behind at the ankles and tracing the fingertips up through the back line of the legs. Slide your hands in under your ribs. Let your sternum lift and just ease your hips forward. Chin comes down to sit on your chest. And then engage core muscles, engage glutes, rise up, release your hands one more time. Softly flowing down. And then rising back up, final time. Coming back into that standing position, let your shoulders relax. Crown of the head rise up, bring your pelvis and hips into neutral. And then just letting both of the arms cross over in front. And it's as though you're lifting up by your elbows. Let both arms lift up, palms face forward, and let your knees soften as the arms come down. Crossing your left arm in front of right, breathing in. And we're directing awareness towards the spine. As you draw your hands up through, breathe in and breathe out. It's becoming aware of how your hands feel in that space. Any sensations. I'm going to invite you to just pause with your arms up overhead. You breathe in and let the sternum lift. Engage your core muscles and your glutes and let your palms just come together. Just very softly have your palms pressed together. And then bend your elbows so your wrists come down just in front of your crown. Now breathe in. And on your exhalation, sink down through the knees. Let your arms lift up. Be stretched through your back. You breathe in, straighten the legs. Let your hands come down in front of your heart. You breathe out, sinking down once more, keeping your back very straight. If you feel comfortable, just let your head look up towards the wrists. And take some breaths. Hear the sound of the breath in your throat. And then look forward once more. Straighten your legs. Let your hands come down either side of your body. Arms relax by your sides. And then bringing your body down onto the mat. So you come down into crocodile pose, into Makrasana. Pausing down here as you just separate your feet. So heels are in, toes are pointed out. And just let your hips and pelvis lie flat against the mat. Hold one arm on top of the other, forehead from the backs of your arms. And just take a few moments to breathe very deeply. And just taking time to pause. As you breathe in now, just allow the belly to expand. Feeling that breath in the back of the body. Your shoulders. And then just drawing your feet closer together, drawing your heels in. And bringing your hands in underneath your shoulders. And lifting yourself up, so bringing your body back into the pose of a child. So your hips come back to join your heels, forehead down. And just spend a few moments in that shape, in that pose. Just resting. And then bringing your hands back by your ankles. Just taking a moment or two to let that breath move into the spaces within your back. As you breathe out through your shoulder blades, just finding space. And then rising up whenever you're ready. Just rising back up, coming back up into your seated position. Just for a moment or two. So I hope that you're all okay. I thought it was a good time for me to do some demonstrations and then we can move into the warrior pose sequence. So I'm just getting up, so just watch me for a moment or two. I'm going to flow through the 3 poses for you. So the courageous, auspicious seat. So, would you like to come up to your feet? Now, I was thinking if you want, you can always use like a chair, or when we do the balancing warrior. I've got a chair here, so if you've got a chair, you could always pop a chair somewhere if you wanted to. The best thing with this is just to have a go, because it's with all the other groups, I've not actually showed them, I just tricked them. But I thought I'd give you a chance to to have a look at it first. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a few warrior poses first and build up that courage and strength in your body, build up your confidence. So the first thing to do is to come over to the left-hand side of your mat. And we're going to start off by coming into that Tadasana mountain pose and feel the soles of the feet, strong legs, and we're just going to evenly distribute the weight through your body. So feel into your legs, park your pelvis to neutral, let your sternum lift, feel that space in your back, put your core muscles on about 60%, And let your shoulders just lift up and circle your shoulders back. Draw your chin in to lengthen your neck and feel the crown of your head just rising up. And feel that steadiness being drawn into your body. Let your palms come together in front of your heart. Notice the strength in your arms and how relaxed your shoulders feel. Release your hands, turn your fingers in towards you, and then up, and then let your hands come down. And then you're going to lift up and step out towards the right side and place your foot down. And then with your right foot, lift your toes and just turn them 45 degrees, and then lift your heel up to bring your heel into line. And then with the other foot, just lift your heel up and take it back. So then you're left with it's like a tripod sort of shape. And then you want to check that your hips are still facing forwards. And then lift up through the crown of the head, feel anchored through your feet and legs. So this pose really connects you to the earth. So if you ever need to feel strong or courageous, this is what you can do. Now breathe in and lift both arms up so you've got that expansion through your chest. And then breathe out, let your arms just relax. Check your core muscles are on and your coccyx, your tailbone feels rooted down. You're going to breathe in, lift your sternum. And then as you breathe out, just let that front knee bend, so that'll be your right knee, and sink down through your hips. And then you want to just check that your knee's over your foot. And then check your core muscles are on your glutes, let your sternum lift, the spine lengthen. And then turn your head, so you're turning, so you're looking down the middle finger of your right hand. And then just focusing on your breathing, slow, steady breaths. So what we're going to do is breathe in and draw your shoulders in, so your hands in towards your shoulders, and straighten your leg and look forwards. Squeeze in, breathe in, and then breathe out, sink back down into your warrior. Really feel steady through your feet and legs. Going to repeat that again. Breathe in, draw in, and breathe out, sink. So your hips sink down. That's it, head turns. Lovely. Now coming back up this time, so bring your leg back up, back together, bring your foot forward, and just come down into a forward bend. And relax down here, let your head, your neck, your shoulders relax. And then walking your feet back together, back to hip distance. Press down into the soles of your feet, engage core and rise back up. Come back up to standing, keep your hands low this time. Take a step over towards the right side of your mat, bring both feet together. Back into your Tadasana. This time you're going to step out to the left side. Step as far as what you're comfortable with. Core muscles on, glutes on. Turn the toes of your left foot 45 degrees, bring your heel into line. And then take your right heel back. Check your hips are forward. And then lift up, breathe in. Let your arms come up to shoulder height, breathe out, and just feel as though your arms are supported. Lovely, breathing in, lifting up through the crown of the head, and as you breathe out, sink down, bending that front knee. And then turning your head, so your head's looking down that middle finger. Glutes are on, tailbone rooted to the earth. Just tuning in to that strength, courage, wisdom. Breathe in, let your head turn forward, bring the backs of the hands in towards your shoulders. Squeeze shoulder blades and breathe out, sink. Bottom part of the body feels anchored and strong. Lovely, one more time, lift in. Using the breath and breathe out, sink. Turn your head. And then coming out of your warrior now, so retiring by just lifting up, let your hands come down, bring your foot forward, and then come down to the earth. Relax here, bend your knees again, really move in a way that's just perfect for you, your own expression. You might just want to be still. And then slowly and steadily bring your feet back to hip distance. Bend your knees, let your abdomen rest onto your thighs, and rise up steadily and slowly. Shoulders slip back. Bring your palms back to connect. Beautiful. Bring your hands down now. Take a step over towards the left side. Bring both feet together. So we're going to go through the flow now. So I'm hoping your chairs are on that side, or we're going to step to. If you've got a chair, if you want to use one, you might not want to. And we're going into that the way of the warrior flow. So we're going to move energy through our bodies. So just start in that steady earth energy. Keep connected to the earth. Crown of the head rises up. And then take your foot, step out towards the right side, place your foot down. And then doing the footwork, so bring in your toe 45, heel in, take your left heel back. Hips forward. Feel the soles of the feet spread. Breathe in, let your arms lift. Breathe out. Breathe in, and then as you breathe out, let that knee bend. Core muscles on, sternum lifts, crown of the head lifts, turn your head. So you've got your head looking towards the right hand, right finger. Okay, from here, you're going to lift your left heel, take it back a tiny bit so your hips turn, and then we do that movement. We bring the arms down towards the body and then lift them up so your palms meet up overhead and then sink down through the hips. So you might need to adjust your feet to get it perfect for you. But you want to have your hips facing forward, front knee bent, tailbone slightly tucked under, sternum lift, and keep it soft in your arms because we're soft, gentle warriors. And then from here, what's going to happen is let your weight come forward, bring your arms forward. You might want to hop your foot in a little bit towards you, hop your core muscles on, and then lift your foot up. And then if you want to hold on to your chair or your stool, you can, onto your wall. You're just using the strength and power in your glute, in your core. Amazing. Your warrior takes flight. Come down out of it. So bend your leading knee, bring the sole of the foot down, palms together, arms lift. And then turn your hips back to the front. Let both feet come back to the front and come down to the earth just to rest, to anchor that energy, that strength, that power. That true power is found when we're grounded, we're strong, we're anchored to the earth. And then when you're ready, so take your time, just going to step your feet closer together. And begin to lift up, taking your time, rising up into your warrior, Virabhadrasana. Press your arms down, crown of the head rises up. We take a tiny step towards the right, put your feet together. Then you're going to step to the left, so take a nice step out to the left, place your foot down. Oh yeah, move your equipment, well done. Lovely, rise up to the sternum lift, crown of the head. Core muscles are on. Turn the toes of your left foot 45. Heel comes in. Right heel moves back. Hips forward. Okay, breathe in, let your arms lift up. Breathe out, let them settle. Breathe in, and on your out breath, you sink down through your hips. Get really strong and steady in the legs. Turn your head. Gorgeous. Just tuning into your breath. Okay, you're going to lift the heel of your right foot, turn your hips, let your hands come in towards your body, and let both arms connect up above your head and bend that front knee. So you're rising up into your warrior pose, taking slow, deep breaths. The sternum lifts, space between the ribs and the hips. And then you're going to rise into that flight. You're going to take flight. So take your weight forward, pop your core muscles on. You can hop your foot in and then lift your foot up. And the whole body's in that straight line. Core muscles are on. Just focusing. You can find something to focus on. Doing great. And when you're ready to come down, come down. So always bend my knee, bring your foot down, core muscles on, lift up. Doing brilliantly. Hips come back to the front, bring your foot back and come down to the earth. Anchor your warrior. Rest. Shake it out if you need to. You're going to bring your feet closer together. And bend your knees and just begin to rise back up. Taking your time, stacking each one of those vertebrae. Your hands back. And this time we're going to complete by taking the arms all the way up overhead. Let your palms come together. And guide your hands down into your heart. Close your eyes for a moment. And you can release your hands when you're ready. Take a step over towards the left side. I'm going to do it one more time. Thought you loved it. So move your chair. So this time I'm going to try not to talk quite as much, but I'll be doing it with you. I've got another account. I've got another screen here so I can see you, which I forgot I had. So that's really good. So let the crown of the head rise up. Bring your hips and pelvis to neutral. Palms connect, uniting two sides of the body. And then release your hands, step towards the right. Create the footwork. Your breath, lift your arms. Breathe out. And as you breathe out, sink down through your hips. Your hips are forward, turn your head. Then lift your left heel, bring the hands down towards the hips and circle your arms up overhead. Down through your hips. Let your weight come forwards, take your weight into that front foot, lift your left foot up, lift your left leg. Okay, well done. Bringing your foot down when you're ready. Core muscles engage as you rise back up. Your hips come back to the front, feet come forward, down into that forward bend. Lovely. Just bringing your body back up when you're ready. Keep your feet where they are. Your shoulders back. Move your chair over if you need to. Turning the toes of your left foot 45 degrees. Bring your heel into the line. Take your right heel back. Core muscles on, glutes engage. Breathe in, let your arms lift. Breathe out, let them settle. Exhale as you sink down through your hips. Steadiness in your hips, your feet, your legs connected to the earth. So moving that energy now, turning your hips, let your arms circle up overhead. Arms come together and you sink down through your hips, lifting up through the sternum. Get really steady through your legs. And when you're ready, take your weight forward into that front foot. Lift your right foot and come into your T-balance. Okay, bring your foot down when you're ready. Core muscles on, lift up. Using that breath to lift you, turn your hips back towards the front, feet face forward. And finally down into your resting pose. Just relaxing the whole of the body here. Again, bending your knees. Readjusting, deep breathing. And then just inviting you when you're ready to walk your feet in, back together. And bend your knees and just start stacking each vertebra, lifting yourself back up. Your palms unite in front of your heart. And have a feeling of gratitude for yourself. It's amazing, well done. Not easy, and you've already managed to do it really well. And then let your hands come down by your sides. And you might just want to stand for a moment. And then inviting you to come down onto your backs. Have your relaxation stuff really close by. We've got a couple of stretches to do laying down, and then it'll be time for Shavasana. So pop your socks and your blankets and all your nice warm things on. But come down onto your back. After doing such strong poses, you want to bring your knees into your chest and just rock from side to side. And just moving and noticing how that pressure rolls along the top of the sacrum. And just start to explore that part of your body by just directing your knees around in circles. You can let the circles become bigger or smaller and change direction. That's great. And then just let yourself come to a natural pause. And begin to breathe with your knees. So as you breathe in, your belly expands, knees slightly lift. And as you breathe out, the knees draw in. Just do breathing in this way for a few rounds. You can place the left foot down onto the mat and just slide your right leg away. Let your right knee have a few circles in its socket. So just moving the knee around. And that moves the awareness around the hips, around the pelvis. And relaxing again. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, just press that knee down towards your chest. And then lifting your nose to your knee. And bringing the head back down when you're all ready. Sliding your foot over towards your knee. So it's your right foot, I think. Left hand goes onto your knee. Right hand goes down onto the mat. And then just begin to let your hips and pelvis roll. And you can take a few moves to get into it. So let it be comfortable. So just let the body roll. Using your out breath to ease into it. And when you're ready, just let your body stay in that twist. Turn your head so your head's the other way. Just feeling the shoulders as relaxed as possible. We bring the body back to the middle. Straighten up your hips. And slide your right leg away. Bring your left knee in. And just let that knee move around so it loosens up the left side of the body, the hips. And then just pausing. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, let that knee come down closer to your chest. And then lifting your nose towards your knee. And then let your head come back down onto the mat. Bring your foot over towards your knee. Pop your right arm down onto the mat and breathe in. And as you breathe out, just begin to roll in and out of this lovely twist. This is so therapeutic for your spine, for the energy centers, for that gentle rise of energy. This really helps to free up space, free up tension. And when you're ready, relax into that shape. So your knee come down, turn your head, so you're looking the other way. And then use your core muscles, use your breath, roll back to the middle. Place your feet back down, bring your hips into neutral. And slide both of your legs away. Let your toes roll out to the side. Let your palms come down, palms face up. Close your eyes and just let your body ease into that Shavasana. So pull your blankets over you. Get yourself so cozy. Easing yourself down into that place of relaxation. It's your time to be really still. To feel nourished, energized. Giving you that time to really re-energize and rest. So first of all, become aware of the whole of your physical body. Just tightening the muscles in the legs, the feet. Engaging core muscles, pressing your shoulders down into the mat and breathing in. And as you breathe out, just softening the body. Relaxing. And circling your toes around so you feel that relaxation moving into your legs. And then circle your feet the other way. And then let the feet be still. Breathe in and just press the backs of the knees down into the mat. Breathe out. Just gently tightening the glutes and the core muscles, just breathing into that area again. And breathing out. Your awareness rise from the base of the spine. Just pressing the sacrum down into the mat. And relaxing that area. And allowing that breath to really fill your lungs. Send the breath down into the very bottom of your lungs and into your belly. As you breathe out, slowly inviting a sense of relaxation and stillness to move through your body. That's relaxation arriving to your feet. And feel as though you're breathing softness into the soles of your feet. And that softness makes its way into your toes, into the bones in your feet. And breathe out, letting go. Feeling of softness now arrives into your ankles. To your calf muscles, the backs of your knees. Breathing it in. Relaxing as you breathe out. Just letting go of any tension, tiredness. And that relaxing feeling arrives into your knees, the backs of your legs. And then that relaxing feeling makes its way into your hips, into the pelvis. Soft, nurturing feeling soothes the organs here. Back of your body. Front of your body. Benefiting from this feeling of relaxation, this restful feeling. Healing and nurturing. And that feeling arrives into your arms and into your hands. You just breathing it all the way up into your shoulders. And then into the chest, the upper part of the chest. And then into the face, into your cheeks, into your eyes, your forehead. Even the crown of the head and your ears. And inviting you now just to spend a few moments simply resting in this place of stillness. We begin this process of re-energizing the body. Just taking your awareness now up towards the crown of your head. And draw radiant light down through your body. It flowing down over the crown of the head, over your eyes, your nose, down into the spinal column, and this light flows through you. It energizes you, fills you up with fresh energy and vitality. Whatever you need on this day, it's renewed and revitalized. Deepening the breath now and allowing that fresh energy to fill your body. Eyes awaken, your nose, your smile. That light flows down into your arms and into your wrists and into your hands. Start moving your fingers and moving in a way that's perfect for you this evening. Just moving in your own way. Light flows into your hips, into your knees, your ankles, and your feet. And just starting to have a stretch, maybe bringing your arms up above your head, your knees into your chest. Just moving in your own way, taking your time. We're turning over onto one side. And then starting to just press your palms down into the ground, feeling refreshed and revitalized. Just bringing yourself back into your seated position. Keep your eyes closed. You can either sit for a moment, you can rub your hands together, just do what's right for you. And placing your nice warm hands over your arms. Opening your palm, your eyes up into the palms and separating your fingers, your forehead top, your head, and your eyebrows, your cheeks, your jaw. And then give yourself a dust down. And give yourself a nice big generous hug. And you can give the other side a hug too. And then we're just going to finish by bringing the arms up one final time. Let your palms come together. And bring your hands down in front of your hearts. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May all beings be at peace.